I love that he does like a little somersault in the water.
Backflip, actually.
That's a
Somersault is forward.
Is it?
Somersault is forward.
I just figured it was rolling.
Right,
Doing
done.
a backflip or front
We're
flip.
done. We're done the fucking basement floor. Fuck this place. We're going upstairs now.
We're going to the happy place.
Fuck the basement. What I'm not happy about is in the new place I'm moving to. I've had to be a basement dweller. I mean, I pretty much live in my basement anyway.
Basement's not bad though. Summertime, think of it. It's gonna be cooler.
That's true.
Way cooler. Like that's what I like about living in
Also,
the basement.
my favorite thing when we were talking to our landlord, or our soon-to-be landlord.
What? Did you just lag through the floor?
When we were talking to our landlord,
Mhm.
I asked him if we had air conditioning, and his response to me asking if there's air conditioning, he's like, "It's really cool in the basement." So I was like, "That's a no."
Yep. Oh, I mean, you could get a little AC unit. They're pretty cheap.
Well, that is unfortunate that I went to the wrong spot. But that's okay, because I'm just gonna do this.
Did you ever have a dehumidifier in your house?
I have to have one.
No, I just meant like one. We literally had one just for the purpose of the house, and I never knew what it was when I was
I
growing
don't
up.
have a dehumidifier.
You have a humidifier, don't
Yeah.
you? Yeah, we had a dehumidifier
I have to
in
have
our
one
house.
because I get pretty severe nosebleeds,
Yeah, that's fair.
and you are aware of what happens.
Oh yeah,
when I get a severe
it's like a
nosebleed.
fucking crime scene. Like literally,
Actually,
Kyle's
we could
impossible.
probably go into that story.
I think we have.
I don't think we have. I don't think we've ever talked about it on recording. I know we've told people about it, but I don't think we've ever.
About your massive nosebleed cases.
So we were, for those of you that don't know, like as a
Fuck is that? Simon Says blog?
just prior to the end of the summer, so like anywhere from like anywhere before August 31st,
Mhm.
Matt and I were working together at
At the airport.
the airport as janitors, and there was one night when I was just doing my work, and all of a sudden I was like, okay, nose is bleeding, going to washroom. So I went in there and did what I normally do, went to take care of it, and I was like 10 minutes in, I'm like, okay, it's getting annoying, it's not stopping. 20 minutes in, I'm like, okay, this is
This is horrible.
30 minutes in, I was like, okay, suddenly having problems standing up straight.
Ugh.
And I think it was close to an hour before.
Yeah, because, like, you messaged me and you're like, hey, man, I've got, like, a killer nosebleed right now.
Actually,
Oh, wait, no, yeah.
What happened was my mom had texted me
Mhm.
as I'm trying to do this, and I was like, Mom, can't talk, nosebleed. And that was at, like, probably, like, in between, like, the 20 and 30 minute mark.
Mhm.
And then she messaged you and was like, can you check on me?
Oh, yeah, that was how it was. And then I texted you. I was like, hey, man, like, how you doing? And then you're like, oh, I'm just over in here. And then I went over to find you. I knocked on the bathroom door, and I'm like, are you alive, buddy? And you're like, define alive. I was like, well, you're talking, so I mean, it's not so bad. And when I came in there, no word of a lie, it looked like a fucking murder scene. Kyle got blood, like, in behind the garbage can somehow. I have no clue how. But I, like, walk into this scene of just blood all over the place, and I'm like, oh, sweet Christ. And you're like, yeah, I don't feel too great. And I'm like, I can't really say and blame you. What the fuck are you standing in? It looks like you're just
Okay,
fucking
if I
up
do that
someone's
one more
garden
time,
here.
I'm dead. I need to get
Lay down in the water, man. Do a little dolphin dive. Dolphin dive. Get some healthy doodles.
I need to get help. I don't have access.
Dolphin dive. Damn it.
Yeah, so that was fun. Needless to say, I went home early from work after I, regained the ability.
Blood all over the floor.
After I regained the ability to feel my legs.
Did I tell you about the time I almost passed out giving blood?
No.
I'm not gonna lie, it was one of the more embarrassing moments of my life. I really did not enjoy it. But what had happened was, I was sitting there donating blood, and I never look at the needle when it goes into me, because I fucking hate it, for one. Like, I just hate seeing a needle go into my skin. And, when she was sitting there, she was talking to me, and she accidentally, she started taking it from my right side of my arm, which I don't normally donate from, because my veins are very shallow in it, and I was like, hey, like, you're gonna want to try the other arm. She's like, oh no, like, I've been doing this for about 20 years now, like, I'm pretty good at taking blood, like, I can find anybody's vein. And I'm like, alright, like, keep going. And she ended up, like, fucking poking my arm. She went in for the attempt probably 2 to 3 times. And I was like, seriously, you're not finding the vein. Like, you are in between the first layer, the first and second layer of the tissue. Like, that's not where you're supposed to be. You need to be in a vein. And she's like, okay, like, we'll go to your left arm. And I think at this point she was also just really annoyed with me, because me knowing enough about medical, I know exactly how to plug in an IV. Like, it's not difficult. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, look, if you can't figure it out, get someone else, please, because I don't want to be a pincushion. And at that point, I just abandoned being nice to her, because being poked 3 times with a fucking sharp needle, while you don't like being touched with needles in the first place, is not exactly something you want to do a lot. But when she managed to get the needle into me in my left arm, I had literally looked, like, she went really quick, hit the vein though, so I was like, great, we're good here. Like, she just walked off and she's like, okay, like, you'll be done when this timer's done. Because normally, like, they don't really have a time base for when you finish donating blood. You just finish when the thing's full. And she's like, okay, well, I took your blood pressure before and you seem to be doing quite well, but this was before she had stabbed me about 6 times, so I was a little more on edge at this point, and my blood was just going. Like, I maybe filled that pint in probably 45 seconds, and I just kept bleeding, and I was like, hey, so this needs to come off of me, like, right now. And she's like, oh no, like, it'll just be like another minute. And I'm like, no, like, the bag is full, like, I'm not bleeding anymore. And she came over, and she unplugs the bag from me, and unplugs the needle. And she's like, okay, like, go sit over here for a minute and have a juice box and a cookie. And as soon as I stand up, I go, oh no, and like, the little patches, she gave me little band-aids for my arms and shit, because I look like a fucking junky pincushion after it. And my arm, like my left arm, was just fucking bleeding all over the place, because she didn't wipe it down enough, so I'm just still open vein bleeding all over the place, and I'm like, oh god. My mom's sitting there, she's like, how you doing, Matt? And I'm like, horrible, how long have we been here? And she's like, well, you donated in under, like, 2 minutes, so I'm still sitting here waiting to donate. And I'm like, can we go home now? I'm tired. I don't think I ate for the rest of that day, unfortunately, just because of the amount of blood that I lost.
Yeah, losing blood is fun, right?
That's also why I don't really go into the blood donor clinic as much anymore. Like, they called me today, and I just let it go to voicemail.
That and also tattoo.
Yeah, I can't go in, and they don't understand that. I was
Remember
like, you can't.
We were recording and they phoned you.
Yeah. Man, you really like getting electroshocked in the nutsack.
I'm just trying to make this little trek here.
It's like, I don't care at this point, I'm gonna make it.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna get hit like 8 times.
Yeah, that's true.
In the time it takes me to walk across the little board.
It's not like the lava where it, like, throws you, and you have to go up in the air. Yeah, they're the worst people to phone you when you don't want to be interrupted.
You know what? I'll be honest, I've never donated blood.
I could say do it, but at the same time, I don't really think it would be a great idea at the same time as well.
I also have, like, a severe fear of needles.
Yeah. Like, it took a long time for me to even consider donating blood. Actually, not really. When I was 18, I was like, yep, I'll donate blood. And that's when I figured out I have a severe fear of blood being taken from me. It's not so much the needle that bugs me. It's just watching blood be taken from me is a little disturbing. Not gonna lie. Yeah, that's right. You move those blocks slightly off center.
I almost messed that up. Because there's 2 of them you get there.
Oh,
also, these are the greatest enemies ever.
because they just flip you.
Look at that face. Oh, no.
You're trying to get him. Yeah, I was about to say you're trying to get him so he flips you up, right?
No. Well, that is unfortunate. Whee!
You're gonna make it. No, you won't.